What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thanks for tuning in. So today I'm going to be showing you the most cost-effective way to add power to your 7.3 Powerstroke. I've actually talked about this in previous videos. I think I made a video on this probably, I don't know, a year ago. I think it's called Top 3 Power Mods for 7.3 Powerstroke. And that video is one of my best videos. Kind of funny. It's not a very good video, but everybody likes adding power to their truck, so it gets searched and watched a lot. So today is kind of a follow-up video to that of the #1 way to add power to your 7.3 Powerstroke, and it's something that I'm going to be doing today. So what is the #1 way to add power to 7.3 Powerstroke? The most cost-effective way to add power to your 7.3 Powerstroke? And that is to get a chip or a tuner for it. Now, that being said, all chips are not created equal. What I'll show you today is what I think is the #1 best option on the market right now for a 7.3 liter Powerstroke. I'm not sponsored by any of the companies I mentioned. This is all stuff I've paid for out of my own pocket, and from all my time working on my 7.3, all the time I spent reading up and talking to other people on the 7.3, this is right now, in my opinion, and what most people would agree with, the best chip or tuner for the 7.3 Powerstroke. So I'd say the most common type of chip and tuning that you see on the 7.3 Powerstrokes would probably be Edge products, or Edge, whatever, I don't even know what their whole company name is, but Edge. They build a whole lot of different systems. I run their whole gauge system, absolutely love it. I have a whole video on it. I think it's probably one of the best on the market. Not sponsored by them, but I like promoting good products. So that they run tuning. Edge makes tuning. There is the Bully Dog Tuning. They write tunes and have a monitor for these trucks. There is the TS 6-position chip, which for a long time was kind of the main go-to chip for the 7.3 Powerstrokes. All of these products were decent, and they did a good job in adding power to the 7.3 up until the PHP Hydra chip came out. The PHP Hydra chip completely changed the market when it came to tuning these trucks, and I'll tell you why. So all the ones I mentioned before the PHP Hydra were kind of like the main tuning systems for the trucks, and they did all right. They weren't really top quality tunes built for trucks with specific needs. There were kind of two levels of the market being filled. They were called cane tunes, where basically they were kind of generic tunes written for every truck that kind of do the same thing for everything, and in general they do create more power. But it wasn't exactly a science behind it. They were just kind of doing the stuff to make more power, adding more fuel, advancing the timing, increasing the shift pressures in the transmission, just kind of the general stuff. I'm not an expert on this, but give you guys a quick rundown on it. Until it was either your two options back then were either that, the cane tunes, or getting onto a dyno with a custom tuner and having them write tunes specifically for your truck, which is not easy to do. One, to get a tuner in your area with a dyno that can tune your truck, and two, being able to find somebody that's actually familiar with the 7.3 platforms to be able to do it as well. Just not an easy thing to do. So you kind of had the two ends of the extreme up until the PHP Hydra chip came out. PHP is Power Hungry Performance. They are the ones that invented the Hydra chip, as far as I'm aware, and it completely changed the market. So the PHP Hydra chip, I'll give you a quick look at it in my truck. PHP Hydra chip sits right there. You can kind of see it. I'll move this out of the way. And you'll see that it says Full Force on it. That's who I bought it from. And you may be wondering, most of you guys are probably familiar with how this works, but I'll give a quick explanation. That's the chip, what it looks like. It plugs into the computer down underneath the truck. Let's see if I can get you guys a view of it. Not really. You can kind of see the cable back there. But basically this chip runs the ribbon cable down underneath the truck, and it plugs directly into the PCM or the computer of your truck. So as you saw, I'm saying it's the PHP Hydra chip, but mine shows full force diesel on the chip itself. So that's what actually makes the chip so good and so popular on the market nowadays, is it's basically an add-all platform where anybody can write tunes for the chip, and you put the tunes on it, plug it into your computer, and you're good to go. You could do this with the TS chips or the 6-position chips, but the pain with that was you had to take the chip completely out of the truck, send it off to the tuner, have them download the tunes, and then you bring it back, send it back to you, and reinstall it in the truck. So what PHP did, and why it's so revolutionary, is you can literally just hook your chip. You can directly plug your chip up to a computer. Don't have to remove it from the truck. You just plug in a cable. The tuner you want to use sends you or emails you the tunes. You download them onto the chip, and you're good to go. It is that simple. That is the main reason why this chip has blown up on the 7.3 market, is it makes it so much easier to get new tunes onto your truck. And that is what we're going to be doing today. For those of you that have been around the channel for a while, you'll know that when I installed my new injectors, bigger injectors on my truck, I needed custom tuning for it. And so what I did was I went to Jelly Built Performance, Brian Jelich. Not sponsored by him, but I went to him. He's well known in the 7.3 community as one of the best tuners on the market. And so I went to him and said, hey, this is all the different things that I have done to my truck. These are the injectors I'm running. I want tunes for the truck. And he writes tunes, sends them to you. Or basically he wrote the tunes or pulled them out of his system based on people that have had those same modifications. Emailed me the tunes. I got them on my computer, plugged it into the truck, downloaded them, and I was good to go. It was that simple. So what I'm going to be doing today is actually downloading a new set of tunes from 10.23 Diesel. Kind of a newer tuner on the market that has really blown up recently for doing some really, really good work with the 7.3 platforms. He does other platforms as well, but he's really built a name for himself with the 7.3s. So I've been running Brian Jelich's tunes on my truck for the past year or so, and I'm pretty darn happy with them. I will say over the cane tunes that I got from Full Force Diesel on the chip, that they are leaps and bounds better. The shifting smoother, the power band smoother. All in all, it just runs better. The truck feels better. It just feels like it's running better. Super happy with them. But 10.23 has really been doing well on the market. I have people asking me for recommendations on stuff like this all the time. And so I figure, what the heck, I got the new turbo in. Maybe I'll go out, get some new tunes for the truck, and try out 10.23 so I can compare them to the Jelly Built tunes that I had. Like I said, I have had no problems with my Jelly Built tunes to this point at all. Super happy with them. But I wanted to try something new. How can you say if you like something more or less if you haven't tried it? So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to walk you guys through the process of actually installing the tunes on your truck, and then we'll go for a quick test drive to see how it feels, see if I notice any difference right off the bat. One thing I will say is with the Jelly Built tunes, I didn't order his top 2 tunes or his 2 hottest tunes. It's kind of one of those things that, like, well, I probably shouldn't romp around on the truck too much. It's all basically stock at this time. So I just won't order the top 2 tunes. That'll keep me from playing around too much. So I'll say a year later, now that I ordered the new tunes from 10.23, I have the hottest tunes that he writes for the trucks, and I'm looking forward to trying them out. One of my main reasons for actually ordering the hottest tunes for the truck is actually most people tend to find that the hottest tunes get the best MPG or gas mileage or fuel mileage on the highway. I would imagine that's because they are bumping the timing forward and you're getting more power out of each compression stroke. As long as you can keep your foot out of it, it should make the engine run more efficiently. I think that's mainly the science behind it. Like I said, I'm not a tuner, but I actually really wanted to try that to see if I could bump it up into the hottest tune I could put on the truck, run it on the highway, and see what kind of difference I notice as far as my MPG goes. So that'll be a test for down the road. Right now, just installing the tunes and getting initial impressions. So down underneath the steering wheel right here, you actually see the data port or the connection port that I have hooked up to my chip. So basically all I have to do is plug into that port underneath the steering wheel, and that connects all the way back into the chip in the computer, and that allows me to download tunes onto the chip itself without removing the chip entirely. So in order to do this, you need a Windows-based computer. So I got my tablet here, go Broncos, and we'll fire this up. Another nice thing PHP did was when they built the chip, all you have to do is have a standard printer cable. I don't remember what USB is called. That's the main USB. I don't remember what that one's called. But it's just a printer cable. USB plugs into the computer, and the printer cable plugs in to the data port, which I have mounted underneath my steering wheel. So I'm going to get this fired up, show you guys the tunes, and how easy it actually is to do this. Alright, so here you guys go. I know it's going to be a little hard to see on the computer screen. Hopefully the glare isn't too bad. But basically, this is the email that I got from 7.3 Diesel Performance, and these are the tunes that I ordered for the truck. So it's as simple as he sends the tunes to me, I downloaded these onto my computer, and I can put them on the chip itself. So now to download onto the chip, you're going to need Hydra Flash software, which 1023 is actually nice enough to do that they just give you a link. If you don't have it, they give you a link in the email. Click on that link and it'll direct you straight to the website to be able to download the Hydra Flash software. This is PHP's website. You can just go to it and download it without the link. Pretty simple, but here it is. Download Hydra Flash. So we'll do that. Press install over here. As you can see, super simple, super quick. And just like that, the Hydra Flash software is downloaded onto my computer. Not hard to do at all. This is what the Hydra Flash software looks like. Once I actually connect it to the chip, it will be reading the information on it. As you can see right now, nothing is connected at the bottom. I don't have any tunes showing up, but that's because it's not connected. So now what I'll do is hook up the wiring, plug into the chip, or to plug into my data port on the chip, plug into the computer, and the Hydra software should pick up on the chip for my truck. Alright guys, got you propped up on the steering wheel right now, but we're going to connect the chip and it should pop up all my lists of current tunes on the chip right now. I had to go through a little bit of resetting the software. Haven't done it in a while, so it took a little bit of looking up to figure out what I had to do, but should be all good to go. So if I to plug in the USB, plug it in, and as you can see, we have all of my tunes on the chip currently. So you can see I have the high idle tune, a modified stock tune, daily driver, hot street, and tow performance. I'd say 90% of my driving is in the hot street tune. Daily driver, I almost never use. Modified stock, I almost never use. High idle, I use fairly frequently when warming up the truck. And then tow performance, I've used a few times. But we're going to take off all of these files and download the new ones on to the chip. I've heard a few programmers say that you should never switch between two different programmers' files, whether you're using the PHP files, the stock ones, and another programmer's. Basically, just what I've heard is if you're getting tunes from a certain tune writer, don't have different tunes from different tune writers on the same time. Be switching between them. Just seems to throw things off. I haven't done it personally, but I don't feel like I should. It doesn't sound like a good idea, so I'm not going to do it. So I'm going to take off all my old tunes and download the new ones onto the chip. So it should be as simple as hitting the X there, there. Oh, cancel that. There. I think that's all of them. Yep, so there we go. So now they're all showing up as blank. So now I reprogram it to tell the chip that those are all blank now, and now it is completely open. So now it's as simple as going into my computer, go into the file that I have it on. Sorry, not really pointing you guys at the screen. Go to the file I have it on. And these are all the tunes that I got sent from 10.23. So we're going to be putting these onto the chip. Now I'm going to actually choose what order on the chip that I want my tunes in. So I think for my first tune, I'm probably going to go to high idle as my number 1 slot. Number 2 slot, probably my heavy toe tune. Number 3, we'll go to the street shredder. Go for the number 4 tune. We're going to go to the Cummins Killer. Number 5 tune, we got Ludacris, which is his maxed out tune, maxed out file. And for the last tune, we have Ludacris with a lope, which should give it a good old like big cam lope at idle. I don't know how it's actually going to sound. There's not really a big purpose to it other than having some fun. But I figured, what the heck, I'll try it out just for the heck of it. So here we go. These are the tunes that I have them in order. So on the little screen over there, right now you'll see it's at 5 because that's what I usually kept it on all my old tunes. But we're going to have 1, high idle, 2 is our heavy toe, 3 is our street shredder, which I'll probably keep it in most of the time, Cummins Killer, Ludacris, and Ludacris with a lope. The Ludacris is the all-out, empty the injectors. That's the most horsepower you're going to get out of all of them. Ludacris with a lope, same thing. Cummins Killer, next step down. The heavy toe tune shouldn't be a huge power increase. It's more of bump up the power a little bit and change a lot of the shifting patterns of the transmission to keep you in the power band, so it makes towing easier. And high idle is pretty self-explanatory. So now we got all those. I'm going to press download, and we'll wait for this to download, and then she should be good to start up. So let's see. I won't make you guys watch the whole thing. All right, there we go. We got them all downloaded. So it should be good to disconnect this. As you can see, it's disconnected there. We'll take the computer down, and then we'll fire up the truck and see if it all works. So now, I gotta remember what my settings are, but it's on 4 right now. Number 1 should have been high idle. So I think number 3 was the street shredder. We'll fire her up. Seems like it's got a really high idle right now. So number 1 should be high idle, which it was. Number 2 should be our toe tune. Number 3 is our hot street. Number 4, 5, there's the lope tune. I don't know if I like that or not. Definitely lopes. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what he said it would sound like. It sounds like you got a big old cam in the thing. All the numbers on the rating still look fine, but totally feels like something's wrong with the truck with it idling like that. We won't play around with that quite yet. We'll let it warm up again before we throw it back in the lope tune. So the idle's back down to high 700s. Make sure the high idle's not going. So I want to see what it does on the other tune. See if it goes back up to that almost 900 something idle. Yeah. Now it's high 800s. Mid to high 800s. It's down a little bit, but still a pretty high idle. And of course, that should be our high idle right there. Huh. That's weird. Obviously, you guys are getting my first impressions of these at the same time that I'm getting them. There's no hidden stuff here. You're getting my first impressions. And I'll say, on the regular tunes, I don't really like how high that idle is. So I might be getting in touch with him, see if I can get that bumped down a little bit. You can see right there, idle's down at the bottom middle. We're idling at 850, which isn't crazy high. But I think my old idle is down in the 750 to 780 area. I don't know if that, I mean, I guess it doesn't really make a huge difference. I don't know, I just don't think it needs to be quite this high. I don't think there's a detriment to the truck by any means. But yeah, I'm gonna let her warm up and then probably go for a quick test drive. Alright guys, the truck's pretty warmed up now, sitting at 95 degrees. And the idle's right back down to where I thought it should be, or where I think is normal, right around the low 700 mark. High 600s, low 700s. I don't know why it was high idling earlier. It wasn't the actual high idle of the truck. The high idle of the truck kicked in about a minute after that. But maybe he has it written in the tuning that when the oil temperature is a little lower, idles around 800-ish. RPMs, and as it warms up it seems to have dropped down to normal. So I don't know for sure. Maybe I'll get in touch with him and ask him about it, but for the most part everything seems to be doing good. It's idling really smooth. I don't know for sure if it was smoother than what it was with Jelly Build tuning, but it's idling really smooth right now, so I'm pretty happy with it. Fortunately, there's not a good way for me to hold the camera and drive with my hand controls, so I'm gonna have to set you guys up, and you won't have the best angle, but we'll go for a quick drive and get my initial impressions of it to see how it feels. So right now this is in the street shredder, so kind of the low performance, higher tune, I guess you would call it. Still a hotter tune, but I'd say this is probably the equivalent of what I would drive around in every day with my hot street tune from Jelly Build. Shift point is definitely a little bit higher than what the hot street tune was. But the shifts are super smooth. I've only done shifts in a second right now, but we'll see once I get onto the straight. But so far the shifting is super smooth, and the power seems super smooth. Another super smooth shift into third converter locked up. I will get on her a little bit more now. Feels pretty good. Trying to compare it in my head to what the old tunes felt like. I think this feels pretty similar to what my normal driving tune was on the last set on my Jelly Build tunes, which is about what I would expect. So I think I'm going to bump it up a tune setting and see how it feels. That was only half throttle right there, and that was faster than I normally accelerate. Looks like the camera battery's about to die. I'll sign off and probably catch you guys on my phone. Alright guys, I just got back from my test drive on this thing, and it feels really, really good. Like, I know on my last tunes, I didn't have the highest tunes that I could have had for them, so it's not like I can really compare it apples to apples, but these tunes feel really, really good. I mean, the power band is smooth, the shifting is smooth, and she pulls pretty darn hard. Something I did notice is, if you guys saw any of my last videos when I was doing performance testing on my old tunes, I wasn't even on the hottest tune. I was on the third hottest tune, and I was going over 1200 degrees on EGTs when I was pushing it hard. So I kind of figured I'd be about in the same boat with these, maybe worse when I got into the two highest tunes, the Cummins Killer and the Ludacris tune, and I floored it. Completely floored it, and I didn't hit 1200 degrees. It's running clean. It's running good. So I mean, I'm not throwing Brian Jelich under the bus. The tunes I got from him, I could have had sent back and retuned and worked with him. I didn't. It's just the tunes I received, and I mean, like I said, I was super happy with them. They ran good, they felt good, they shifted good. But these tunes feel really, really good. I still got to get the hang of them. Obviously, I've only driven with them for 10 minutes at this point, so I can't give you a real honest review. But based on initial impressions, I really, really like them. They seem to be burning clean, not hot. Even on the hottest tunes, the hot tune pulls way, way harder than the lower tune from Jelly Built. But like I said, you can't really compare them because I didn't have the hottest tunes from Jelly Built, so I can't say one's more powerful than the other. The tunes that would be comparable, the Hot Street on both of them, felt pretty similar. But the two big boy tunes on this thing, they feel really good. I mean, she pulls hard. And I'm not leaving a big cloud of smoke behind me, so she pulls hard and she's burning clean. She's using that power and using the fuel that's going in. So I'm really interested to see how these hotter tunes do on fuel mileage. Like I said, I think they will, if I can keep my foot out of it. Big if there. I think they will see an increase on fuel mileage, but we'll see. I'll do a whole video testing that. So I know this video wasn't all that exciting. I'm basically just installing tunes. There's some good videos out there already on how to install tunes on the Hydra. I figured I'd add to my contribution and bring it to you guys, kind of give my reasoning as to why the Hydra is the way to go. Like I said, it just makes it so much more convenient to download tunes onto your truck. For me, I simply bought the tunes, told them exactly all the mods to my truck. The tunes are built exactly for how my truck is set up. He emailed to me, and I downloaded them on my computer. I didn't have to pull the chip out, do anything. Literally just download the chip or download the tunes and put them onto my chip. Super nice. So that is the reason why the Hydra is such a popular thing. I can't tell you how many times I'm on a number of Powerstroke pages, 7.3 pages specifically, and I swear it's almost every single day somebody asks, I'm in the market for buying a chip. I know everybody says the Hydra. Is it really that good? Should I buy the Hydra? What about all these? And every single time, everybody goes, buy the Hydra. Save you time in the long run. It's just so convenient to be able to do that stuff. And I guess if you are buying a chip and you never want to change anything again, then the other ones can work. But the fact that you can get truly custom built tunes from these tuners and download them onto your truck, you're not getting the kind of the generic brand tunes, is really what makes it good. How both Brian and 1023 do it is you have 30 days from when you get your tunes in the email that you can try them out, drive them as much as you want, and you have basically unlimited rewrites of the tunes of like, I want to tweak this, I want to tweak that. And get in touch with them, they'll tweak it, send you a new file, and you download it on your computer. You can't do that with any of the other tuners. That sells it for me right there. So I'm going to get some drive time on these, see how I like them. If there's anything I don't like about it, I'll let you guys know, and I'll get in touch with 1023 and say, hey, overall I like them, but maybe I want to change this or tweak this a little bit. Can we try doing that? And it should be good. Overall, though, as you can probably tell, super happy with it. I'm going to do more videos testing these things out, doing some 0 to 60 times. I definitely will be getting some more videos on these, testing out the toe tune, get more videos out for you guys. So I know I didn't show a lot of that stuff in this video. Don't worry, that will be coming. If you're not subscribed to the channel, encourage you to subscribe. Got a lot of stuff done to the truck I'm sitting in right now. Bigger injectors, bigger turbo, built fuel system. A lot of cool stuff that's already been done. A lot of stuff that I have planned out for the future that I'm looking forward to doing. So if you're not subscribed, I encourage you to subscribe. As always, if you guys like the video, leave it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, leave them down below, and I'll get back to everybody that I can. As of right now, I'm still able to respond to just about everybody that needs a response. So if you have any questions, leave them down below, and I'll do my best to answer them. Yeah, I'm not sponsored by any of these companies. Trying to give you guys my honest review right now. Super happy with it. So with that, I think I'm going to end the video here. Look forward to next week with some more testing on here. And that F450 project that I was telling you guys about is in the works now. Videos are getting filmed, so those will be coming here pretty shortly. So hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out. I'll catch you guys on the next video.